series is part of Live and ServiceNow umbrella of events. I'm Smriti Gupta, outbound product manager with Unified Employee Experience team. Glad to be hosting you all for today's session. So, Employee Center Academy is a series of monthly events in which the product and engineering team provides a feature deep dive on Employee Center and related capabilities. Previously, we have covered many interesting topics such as employee news, mega menu configurations, curated experiences, and so on. You could revisit any of our previous sessions on Employee Center Community Product Hub, and you can see the link on the screen as well. Some ground rules for the session. We'll try to make this session as interactive as possible. Please feel free to utilize this channel to share your thoughts, comments, and queries directly with the product team here. We also have a couple of polls planned, so do engage actively in those polls. These feedbacks help us improve the product roadmap for you. Then please use the Q&A panel to ask your questions and the chat panel to post your comments. We won't be able to monitor the chat panel for questions, so we might miss out on those queries posted on chat panel. Please do utilize the Q&A panel for those. This session is being recorded, and the recording and the slide deck will be shared on community. The SLA is typically 7 to 10 days, post which you can revisit the session. The link will be there. The topic for today is Approvals Hub, and we'll be covering what is Approvals Hub, what was the need for introducing a capability like Approvals Hub, and then we'll be diving deep into the pre-built out-of-the-box integrations with Approvals Hub of Concur and Workday, followed by a detailed demo. I'm super excited and glad to introduce our speakers for today. From ServiceNow, we have Abhishek, who's Senior Manager for Inbound Product Management with Unified Employee Experience team, and Shobhit Gupta, who's a Senior Inbound Product Manager with Unified Employee Experience team. Then on the engineering side, we have Shashank and Piyush on the call, who will be supporting us with the Q&A. I'm also super glad to welcome the Bristlecone team. Bristlecone is a third-party vendor that ServiceNow worked with to build the Concur and Workday integration for Approvals Hub. Welcome and thank you so much for joining us, Ajay. He'll be supported by his team, Vivek, Rishabh, and Saurabh. I'll let Abhishek say hi, and then Abhishek, you can take over the session.
Awesome. Hey, everyone. Thank you for joining the session today. I'm really excited to talk about Approvals Hub and showcase what we have built over the past few releases. Next slide, please. Yeah, next slide, please. So today, the approvals experience is broken for employees, and employees typically have to manage multiple systems, which are usually extremely disparate experiences with inconsistent processes. What happens is employees are overloaded with notifications across the different tools which they need to track for managing their approvals, and this makes it difficult for them to prioritize which approvals they need to work on, and overall leads to overall decrease in employee productivity. Next slide, please. So the vision for Approvals Hub is to help customers achieve three goals, right? The first one is we'll be providing a unified inbox with consolidated approvals across different systems. And the second value proposition is omni-channel, where we'll meet employees across channels in the flow of work. So this could be either mobile, desktop, or even conversational channels such as Teams. And the third value proposition is the admin experience. So Approvals Hub is meant for a low-code, configurable, and extensible experience, meant for admins to easily configure approvals for their different tools using a point and click interface as opposed to a high code experience. Next slide, please. So what is Approvals Hub? So it is an experience which is built for approvals to access all their approvals and act within Employee Center. And as part of this feature, what we have built is fundamentally a framework uh, on top of which we have built a couple of integrations. So we have built integration with Concur for expense report approvals, and we have built integration with Workday for common HR use cases such as time of job requisition, etc., which you'll hear when we demo it later during the session. Next slide. At a very high level, this is how approval sub work. So it's easy to read this diagram from the bottom. The key part of approval sub is the integration layer with the external tools which you use today for work. So this could be either Concur for expense report, Oracle or Workday for HR, or Coupa, Ariba for procurement. So Approval Hub leverages Integration Hub and the spokes for the integration aspect for this feature. And once the data is pulled into ServiceNow, it is transformed and persisted into our data model. And we have a data model for pre-built integrations for Concur and Workday, which is available. But customers can use custom tables for persisting the data as well for your purpose-built integration use cases. Now, once the data is pulled into ServiceNow and persisted, the admin can use the configurable approval sub user experience for integrations and configure the fields which they want to show, widgets they want to enable, and actions which they want to show for the approver using the framework which we have. Now, once the admin UI configuration is defined, automatically it is available for approvers to act across all the channels. So omni-channel, like I said, is a key value proposition of this feature. So be it desktop, mobile, Teams, and Outlook, these are all the channels which we support today for helping the approvers to act on the approvals which they get in the inbox. So this is at a very high level how the approval sub framework will work. Now what I'll do is I'll hand it over to Shobik to walk us through the Concur and Workday integrations, and we go into details of those two use cases. Over to you, Shobik.
Thank you so much, Abhishek. And while Shobit takes over the screen share, I'll just take a moment to launch a poll here. So, as Abhishek spoke about the two pre-built integrations, Concur and Workday, we would like to understand from you what other applications are you looking to integrate with Approvals Hub? Please feel free to type in your answer. Over to you, Shobit.
Thank you, Smriti. Thank you, Abhishek. Hello, everyone. Greetings for the day. So, Concur is one of the out-of-box pre-built integration which we are providing with Approval Hub. Concur is used to review the expense reports where reviewer can check the line items, providing a single view for approvers to be able to perform actions. Along with this, approver will have an option to view the tagged receipts to make a better informed decision. In terms of licensing, Concur comes with a standalone application of Employee Center Pro. Along with the portal, we are providing an omni-channel experience to our users for approving different tasks which are associated with Concur on mediums like Now Mobile, Microsoft Teams, and Outlook. Moving ahead, talking about the high-level user flow for Concur, it begins when an employee submits an expense report in Concur for approvals. In the backend, we look for the pending reports and pull the data from Concur in the ServiceNow. We will be covering all the aspects as part of the demo, but on a very high level. When we have the data in the ServiceNow system, we will perform the data transformation to identify the user, subsequently create the record for approval, and the relevant line items, which will be further assigned to the designated approver. Now, the approver will review the expense report by looking at the line items and attached receipts, if there are any. And based on the data, approver will be able to make the decision, and she can even add a comment followed by either returning the ticket back to the requester or approving it. The expense in a single unified experience. So this is the high level flow of what we have built on Concur. Now let's move to the demo part for Concur. In this, I'll be taking you through with the end user experience, and then we'll move to the integration of Concur with ServiceNow. And in the end, we'll cover the different admin configuration options which we have with Approval Hub. So with respect to the end user experience, we have to make a couple of assumptions that I am an approver and I have already logged into the ServiceNow. The second assumption is for the user experience that already admin has configured the Approval Hub experience. So now the employee has filled an expense report, and as an approval, I'll navigate to the My Task widget, which is available in the header. We have also given an option at the home screen for easy approval, but for better experience, let's navigate to the My Task widget. Now in this page, approver will get a complete overview of all the tasks which are assigned to him or her. Over here, tasks are segregated in two key buckets, open tasks and completed. The open section still requires an action from the approver, while the completed has a collection of tasks which are already being approved. So on the current page, whatever items you are seeing are completely configurable and can be changed as per the requirement within your systems. Now let's move to the integration part of Concur with the ServiceNow. Overall, it's a 5-step process which starts with installing the Approval Hub integration SAP Concur plugin. Then to begin with the integration, we have to initially move to the application registry to do the system authentication. Within this, we are providing an out-of-box record called as SAP Concur. And here as an admin, you have to provide two key areas, two key information. First one is with respect to token URL, and the second one is redirect URL. Token URL you will be getting directly from the Concur, while redirect URL is nothing but the link of your current instance of Employee Center. Once this is configured, then we have to move to create the connection and credential alias. For that, we'll be moving to the same. Within this, we'll be moving to connection and credential alias. Here again, we are providing another out-of-box record from our end. Within the SAP Concur record, you have to move to the connections. In this SAP Concur, within the credentials, you will be opening the record and adding a related link for authentication token. Once this is being provided from your end, the next step is to define the schedule at which you want to pull the reports at a set frequency time gate. For that, we have to go to the scheduled jobs within the system definitions. In this, we have to search for Concur. And as the name suggests that it will pull the Concur reports. I'll quickly show you how does it look as an edit record. So you can see currently we have set the frequency as once in a day at 10:30 in the morning. It is completely customizable based upon your requirements and as per your needs. Once you have set up the pull record data, then we have to set up the runtime frequency. And for that, we'll be moving to the integration framework. So this integration framework is something my bad. Within the integration frameworks, we'll have to go to the sources. And this is something which will give you the complete flow understanding, as this is the course schedule job which fetches the Concur reports. It runs on daily basis as we have set it. To check the complete flow, we'll simply go to the Get Concur reports. And within this flow designer, I'll take you through how things are working for Concur while pulling the reports in ServiceNow. So firstly, we'll be querying the Concur and look for the records, look for the user at the Concur. Then we'll look for the new expense reports which are available within the Concur system as pending. If there are any, then we'll look for the user mapping of those reports. If the user is not present, then we'll look for the user and create the staging records within our system. With this step, our integration is completed, and now we can move to the admin configuration options for the end users. For the admin configuration, we are providing two different out-of-box records within the Employee Center. So let's just quickly move there. So as you can see in the to-do configuration, these two records are available. First with the name of Concur Expense Report Approval and other one Concur Expense Report Completed. As it is suggesting, each one is representing what is the front-end look for each unit within the My Tasks. Let's get into more details of each one of them. So over here, I have opened the Concur Expense Report, which is representing the open tasks which we have. Now, as an admin, if you want to configure it, we are providing a very granular level of details with which you can configure it. The very first option which you have is with respect what kind of data you want to pull. So as you can see, we have applied a certain level of filters which is pulling the data, and exactly that is what is fetching these records. Now, if you want to further enhance it and configure it, we are providing two options of title row and detail row. Specifically talking about detail row, if you will see, currently it is set as custom and we have provided as an approval SAP Concur. This is exactly same which is being reflected over here in the records, so that as an end user, you are able to differentiate what kind of record it is for your approve request. Along with the detailed records, now if you have to move on an individual record items and what is being shown on the right hand side, then for that you have to move to the task configuration. Within the task configuration, as an admin, you will move to the SAP approval SAP Concur, which will give you three key areas of information. First one is common info configuration. This common info is the header which is there within your records. Over here, you can include the hyperlinks of the Concur report. You can include created date, state, and many more based upon your requirement. From the common info, we move to the primary info. Again, you will see that currently we have set fields like requested for, reported submit time, currency. Exactly that is what is being reflected over here in the middle part of this individual record. Lastly, but the most interesting part is with respect to the tab configuration. We are giving these two options of expenses and comments to the approver. So through this, they'll be able to look at the individual line items with different options which we are providing to them. Now, along with this, approver will be able to view the receipts if there are any which are attached to this. There are two options to view the receipts. If as an admin, I want to view the individual receipt for each line item, I'll simply have to click the functioning is it will open the attached item in a new tab. If as an admin, I want to see all the receipts which are there, we can simply go over here and open it. And it will make a single combined PDF file with a downloadable option, which will include all the relevant attachments on the record. Now, to address the privacy concerns, I would like to highlight that ServiceNow is calling this in a live API, and we are not storing any of the receipts within our systems. So as an action for approver, if they observe that there is any discrepancy within the record and they want to send it back, then they can simply come here, add on send back with a relevant comment like add relevant receipts. For an instance, And the moment I'll click on send back, this particular report will be sent back to the user in the real time for their action item. And we'll be getting a prompt that report has sent back. And if we consider the other way around, for this particular case where James has sent out a project workshop request with certain transactions which he has done in past, after reviewing it and as an approver, I feel that yes, this is something which should be approved. Just a one single click and this task will be approved. So this is a demo for Concur, which include the complete integration, configuration, and end user experience at Approval Hub. Now moving back to our second configuration, which we have done for Workday. Currently, as on date, we are providing 9 different use case request pull-in options from Workday. One of these requests are pulled in ServiceNow. Approval can perform actions with a better unified experience with respect to license for Workday integration with Approval Hub, HRSD Professional or Enterprise is required. To provide the omni-channel experience, the Workday integration is also available with Now Mobile. This is the list of pre-built out-of-box Workday approval use cases which we are currently supporting. It ranges from time of request, job requisition, job change, and many more. Now moving to the high-level user flow for the Workday. Let's suppose a scenario where the end user is applying for a time of request as a use case. In this, she will be submitting it for the approver. Now comes in the ServiceNow platform where it will pull the data from Workday at the predetermined time frame, which is configurable as per your requirements. Then the data transformation layer at the first step will identify who the user is, and then we will be creating the time of request, which will be forwarded to the approver as an assignee. They will review the request and have the option to add a comment while sending back or approve the request as per the norms. Now, moving to the demo part of Workday. To provide a unified experience to our end user, you will observe that the front-end experience for approver is exactly similar like I just showed for the Concur. Again, in this case also, we are moving with the same assumption that admin has already configured the approval hub experience. So for instance, we can consider this time of request for Logan. We are providing a complete configurable detailed view for approver to make an informed decision. Now, from here, let's move to the integration part of Workday with ServiceNow. It is a small 6-step process starting with a Workday HR spoke, which is available as part of plugin as a prerequisite. We'll begin our integration with application registry for Workday HR. For that, we'll be going within the system authentication. Here, again, we are providing an out-of-box record called Workday HR. In this section, as an admin, we have to provide 3 key URLs. Authorization URL and token URL will be available from the Workday, while the redirect URL is the same link of your current instance of Employee Center. The next step of integration is to create a connection detail. And for that, we have to navigate to the Workday HR spoke. Within that, we'll be moving to the connection details. In this, you will see there is a record which is there. Over here, you have to provide some very basic information like what is the base URL, what version you want to use it, and what kind of web service type you want to use in this. Once these details are updated, next comes in is you to create a connection alias. And for that, we'll be going to connection and credentials. And within that, connection and credential alias. Again, in this, we are providing an out-of-box record called as Workday HR, which is easy to configure. In this, we'll open the connection From the connection, we'll go to credential, and in the credential, we'll be setting the related link of authorization token. Once this step is done, then we'll move for the pull to do task in the system. And for that, we have to navigate to the Workday pull to dos. Within the Workday pull to dos, we'll be going into the configuration pull to dos. Over here, we have to provide information like what is the report name, what is the owner username, along with initial load start time date and load interval. Now, whatever date you will be providing in the initial load start date, your data within the ServiceNow system will start pulling from that date onward for that particular approver. As a best practice from our side for the load interval field, we suggest that if your data set is big in numbers, then set the value for load interval as low as possible, as it will help the overall performance of the portal. The last step which is involved in the integration is to configure the approval to-dos with all different use cases you want to pull in the approval hub. For the same, you have to navigate within the Workday pull to-dos to configuration Workday approval. Currently, you can see there are 8 different use cases which are already added. For the first time, you have to add them manually by adding the values like what is the report name which you want to fetch, along with the Workday integration service name. The most important element over here is the business process ID, which you will be getting from the Workday. And once you have set this record as active with domain as global, you are good to go to start fetching and pulling the records from Workday in Approval Hub. And with this step, our integration of Workday in Approval Hub is completed. Now we'll move to show you a use case of time of request with a complete flow. So I would like to hand it over for the demo part to our counterparts from Bristlecone team who will take you through with the rest of the demo.
Sure, Shobit. So I'll hand it over to Vivek, who will be doing the demo for the end user experience. So Vivek, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Ajay. So hi everyone. So thanks for this opportunity. And is my screen visible to you? You all?
Yes, Vivek, it is visible.
Okay. So first of all, our first step will be we need to create a approval task on Workday side. So as we are demonstrate the use case time of request here. So we will create a task for time of request on Workday side for an employee, and then we will pull that task into ServiceNow. And after that, we will approve that task by in employee center of that particular approver. And once it's approved on ServiceNow, we will check the same on the Workday side again. That what is the change in the task. So this is the Workday portal, and I have logged in on behalf of Logan. So this is the employee name for which I'm creating a time of request. So to create a time of request, I'm just opening the link time of. It's quite slow. Yeah. So here I'm creating a time of request task for this is the date 19th and 20th August. So here we need to select a type firstly. Then I'm providing a comment like first, just to determine because we have two type of comments here, as we can see here. Comment second. Also, I'm attaching a document for this task. So as this is the time of request, I'm uploading a sick leave report here. Here we can have any description. Whatever, we can have anything here. So here we can see that we have submitted a time of request for 19 and 20th August. So now we will have to pull these tasks into ServiceNow. So as Shobit showed us that we need to trigger up as like a Concur. We have also a flow to pull these my tasks from Workday to ServiceNow. So this is the flow name, run Workday integration flow. And we can set any trigger condition as per our requirement. We can pull these tasks any interval, whatever we want. So here are some services. So we can also trigger. We can also have these services also. We can pull data for department, location, job profile. All these services we can also trigger. But for now, to show the only approval hub, I'm just checked this pull to dos and other are unchecked. So I'm triggering this flow. So now it's triggered. So to check if this it's status, we can check this request status in the job tracker table. So here you can see we have created a job which is in running state right now. Okay, now it has completed. So we can check that we can see here that we have pulled data for these tasks. So we have pulled pull to do's, termination, job requisition, and other also. And also we have pulled time of request to do's here. So just to check that what type of data we have now in ServiceNow. So here we can see it is created. It has created just now. And I created a task for Logan, so we can check also that record that a record is available or not. So yeah, we have absence request for Logan. So now this is the approver employee center, and as seen, Adam is the manager of Logan, so he will be the approver for Logan. So for that, we need to check. So here we have also a previous request for Logan. So I need to just check that report. Just a minute. See. Let me check that. Sheen Adams. Let me check that I have impersonated with correct user or not. Zero. Yeah, it's quite slow. It's loading. Okay, so here we can see that time of request. So here we can see that multiple information which can help us to take a decision for this time of request task. So we have available time of and total time and unit of time here, and we can also see the comments. So as I submitted some two type of comments. So these are line level comments which are here, and we have another comment type also, which is event level type comment, we can say. So this is the comment which I submitted in the second text box. Also, we can see the attachment which I submitted at the time of create time of request for Logan. So we can also just download this and view this also here, like Concur. So now I'm approving. Also, we have another option. Sorry, I forgot that we can directly see this task on Workday directly with this link which we have on the task. So here we can see the complete process, what the stage of this task. As we can see, this is awaiting action with Joybank and Scene Adams. Both can approve this task from Workday or ServiceNow, both sides. So I'm approving this task, and let's see that what happened. So I'm approving this task. So we have approved this task, and we got a message, you have approved this request. And now this task will be available in completed tab. Here we can see the same task with same information what we saw previously. Now check I'm just refreshing this page to see the status of this task on Workday side. So here we can see that actually this is this step has been completed. You can see this approved by ISU user. And now because it is a multi-level task, so it will go for another approval for Adams and demo user Logan. Multiple approver are here for the second stage of approval. So yeah. So to pull these tasks, second level task, if we want to pull this, then we need to trigger this integration again. Then we will have exact task status in the ServiceNow again. So this is the complete end-to-end flow to pull tasks from Workday to ServiceNow and approving them. And we can also have checked the status of task in the Workday also. So yeah. And one thing, if somebody approve this task on Workday side before we approve this on ServiceNow side, in that case, we will have a message that if this task is already approved or action has been already taken on the Workday side. We will have that message in the alert message. Yeah. So yeah. Anything else, Shobit, I need to show? Or
No.
are we good? Yeah.
No, Vivek, thank you so much for such a detailed presentation. Moving ahead. So after the demo for both Concur and Workday, we would like to provide some additional guidance with respect to this feature which we are giving. With respect to the deployment, the licensing for Concur is coming with a standalone EC Pro, while in case of Workday, it is required to have HRSG Pro and Enterprise license. Compatibility wise, Concur is supported on the family release version U onwards, while Workday is available from Vancouver family release onwards. Plugin for Concur, these are the 4 plugins which are required depending upon your omni-channel requirements. While in case of Workday, you need to have a integration with Workday along with HRSD, and for Now Mobile, a separate plugin. For spokes, we have an SAP Concur spoke, while in case of Workday, it is tied with the current HRSD license which we have. Moving ahead to the polls to get and gather more and more information based upon your requirements. We are looking forward to enhance this feature and bring more and more integrations which are possible. So we want to understand what challenges or concerns might be preventing you from adopting Approval Hub. Probably Smriti would have already launched it in the call. And along with that, we want to understand, would you be interested in connecting with the product team to discuss your thoughts or feedbacks if you have any for the existing integrations which we are providing with Approval Hub? As these are the things which will help us in shaping the further scope and roadmap for Approval Hub based upon your feedback. Moving ahead with the exploring further with respect to Approval Hub, we have multiple different resources which are available. This deck will be shared with everyone post this call, so you can take and have a look at these resources, as they will be again adding more value to you if there are any questions which are unanswered. So yeah, that is it from my end. I would like to hand it over back to Smriti to take it ahead. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you so much, Shobit, and Vivek and Ajay for this wonderful presentation. I'm sure it has been super helpful for the users present on call today. If you're looking for any further additional help, we have the Employee Center Community Product Hub link available. We mostly use it to post resources such as feature demos, FAQs, release blog articles, any upcoming events and trainings, and so on. Please do go ahead and explore it further. Um, and we have other events coming up, such as Deployment Office Hours. The next session is scheduled for 27th August. Then Employee Communications Office Hours, the Roadmap webinars, and the Customer Show and Tell. If you have not yet registered for any of these live events, please go ahead and register yourself for these. I'll just pause here and let Shobit and Abhishek take up any of the open questions. Would you guys like to address any questions